Good morning, class. After completing chapter 11, today we are going to start chapter 12, that is friction. In today's class, we are going to cover these topics. Topics to be covered today are definition of friction, that is, what is friction, then factors affecting friction, then comes friction is a necessary evil, then increasing and reducing friction, and finally we will learn about fluid friction today. So, as I had explained you in the previous chapter in force and pressure, that friction is a contact force. We know that there are two types of the forces. First one is contact force and second one is a non-contact force. So, first of all, we came to know that friction is a type of force. So, what is this? So, simply we can say that it is the force, that is, friction is a force which opposes motion, that is movement. So, student, whenever there is motion, for example, you take I am moving this book or I am moving this pen on this notebook. So, there is motion, so there should be friction. There is friction. So, friction is a force which opposes motion. Opposes means if motion is in this direction, then friction will be in the opposite direction of the movement. See, pen is moving in this direction, so friction will work in the opposite direction of the movement. You can see this example. This is a football and we have kicked it and it is moving in this direction. So simply we can say that friction is working here. So first of all we should learn about friction well. So what is friction actually? How it opposes motion? So you had seen that whenever we kick the football, after some time it just gets stopped. After some time, for example, let here the football stops. Why? We know that until unless an external force is applied and a moving object can't be stopped. So how this football gets stopped? Why? Because there is an opposite force in the direction of movement, that is a force which is working just opposite in the direction of movement in this direction. So friction force is working in this direction, and due to that when forces acts in the opposite direction, these are concluded by subtracting those. That's why this friction force just stops this football. This is the reason why football just gets stopped after some time without applying any external force. Why? Because there is an actually force is already acting on it, that is friction force. We can take this example. This is wind chime. So whenever you move this wind chime, it start to move like this, start to float like this. Yeah, swing. It float like swing. So after some time you see that it stops without preventing its motion. You are not applying your force on this, but it just gets stopped. Why? Because it is also facing friction in the opposite direction of the motion. Here in this direction friction is acting here, and here in this direction friction is acting here. So due to these opposite frictions, after some time this wind chime gets stopped. And also the hook of this wind chime is doing friction, it's facing friction. The hook of this wind chime is also in the motion, so it is also facing friction here. So after some time this wind chime also gets stopped and it start to move whenever there is flow of wind. Here whenever there is moving wind, because wind is also type of force here. So simply we can say friction opposes the relative motion between two surfaces in contact. It acts on both the surfaces. So what new thing we came to know? Here we are knowing about two surfaces. Whenever there is a point of friction, you see this is we are talking about friction. When there is condition or case of friction, there should be two surfaces. Friction can't work without having two surfaces. That's why friction is known as contact force. Why? Because these two surfaces are in contact, and due to these contact of the surfaces, friction force is working here. So let us understand these things clearly. So first thing, we are knowing that friction is a contact force. So how frictional force arises or exists due to contact between surfaces. How? See, this is a table and this is a book. When you just try to move this book from here to there, you see this. So here also I told that whenever there is movement, friction force is working there. So this book starts to move. That means there is movement in this direction. So friction is working in this direction. Got it? So how it works? Whenever see, and even this surface is looking smooth. Yeah, although this surface is looking smooth, but there is minute irregularities on the surfaces. How? When you will see these surfaces with the help of microscope, you will find these types of the irregularity. Why? Because students, you should know that in the world there is no surface is taken as totally smooth. Yes, completely smooth surface is not present in the world. This is only a concept. So this surface is also not totally smooth. So when we will see these surfaces with the help of microscope, we will find these types of the irregulation in the surfaces. This is surface number 1. You can see this is surface of book, and this is surface number 2, that is this is surface of table. So how you can see, now you can see these irregularity of the surfaces just interlock them to each other, just like this. These surfaces get interlocked just like this. Got it? And that's why friction force works. And this, due to this interlock system, this surface, that is surface of table, works in the opposite direction, and book just tend to go in this direction. If book is tending to go in this direction, friction force will work in this direction. So first thing we came to know that whenever there is motion, there will be friction force. And you see, when we walk, we are applying force on the ground in this direction. So friction force is working in this direction. Our movement in this direction, force applied by leg, and this is friction. So new thing that we have to apply force. Whenever there is friction, there is some application of force. You had seen here also. When we tried to move the book, we had applied force on this. So friction will always work in the opposite direction of the applied force. You take this example. Friction is also necessary to move. Whenever there is friction, then only there will be efficient movement. Because here you can see that there is no friction. Why? Because this is banana peel. These are banana peels spreaded on the ground, which decreases, that is, which makes the surface completely smooth. Actually, these are not completely smooth, but it is more smoother than the earlier surface. That's why the person is not able to move on this and it just falls down. That's why you can say that friction is necessary for the movement of anything, for the movement of our legs also. Got it? You can see here. So see, next point we had learned. First point we had learned that frictional force arises or exists due to contact between. So these can't be in the action without the contact of the surfaces. That's why these are also taken as contact force. Second thing, friction acts in the opposite direction of the movement or exerted force. That I have explained you with this diagram. Now come to third thing. Friction acts parallel with the surface of contact. How? Let me explain. For example, you had seen when we tend to move this book, we just apply force in this direction. So here friction is acting here in this direction. Yeah, movement in this direction. So here surface is this. Here you will see that book will not fall down. Book will not tend to move in an inclined way. Why? Because this book will move in parallel direction and friction is working in the parallel direction oppositely. Here also. The surface is inclined here and this surface is in this way. That's why friction will work in this way, parallel to this surface you had seen here. See, whenever we apply force, here we can move this book without applying very much force also. So see, whenever we apply force here on the book, this book will fail like this, in this direction. It will not fall here. It will fall like this. Why? Because friction is acting parallelly to the surface, and whatever will be the direction of friction, its opposite will be the direction of movement. So here parallel direction is this of the surface, so movement in this. Got it? So friction acts parallel with the surface of contact. Now see, friction produces heat. You know this very well, but let me explain. When you will rub your hands, palms, see, after some time you will find that your palm get heated. That means friction produces heat, and this is the reason matchstick borders are made irregular to produce more friction, so that there may be temperature. The surface may be warmed up, and the matchstick get its ignition temperature. I'll explain you about ignition temperature later. Yeah, so that's why I can say that we should say that this surface is made irregular due to increased friction. Got it? There is another example also, when a machine or ceiling fan or any other type of the fan or other machines you have seen at home just runs, after some time it gets heated. Why? Because there is friction between the parts, and due to this friction these parts get heated. Got it? Now see, friction damages the surface of contacts. You had seen after wearing and using shoes for some time, your sole, this is your shoe sole, get damaged, and these types of the bicycle tire or wheels of bicycle or tires of car also get damaged due to friction force. That means friction damages the surface of contact. Friction can damage even iron bridges, very big iron bridges, very big machine parts, devices too. Okay.